Notre Dame fans, I know you hear from a lot of Irish talking heads, but we're bringing on JD PicKell, national analyst for the On3 YouTube channel, to give that national breakdown of where Notre Dame is at after the Ohio State game. And folks, before we dive into today's video, please do hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done so yet, and head to blueandgold.com for much more Notre Dame coverage. And I'll leave in the description of this video the On3 YouTube channel so you can catch JD's videos talking college football, and he does talk a good bit about the Fighting Irish, so please do check out the On3 YouTube channel. JD, I don't want to spend too much on the too much time on the Ohio State Notre Dame game to, I don't want to pick off scabs here, but for Irish fans, but can you give me your quick thoughts on that game? 17-14, obviously a wild one down the stretch.
Yeah, man, like you said, we'll keep it as brief as possible. I think the first part is probably played well enough to win that game, which makes it sting a little bit more. But the other side of that is, okay, if that is where you're competing right now from a tier perspective, like if Ohio State's a team that's going to be routinely in that college football playoff conversation, you probably should have beat them, and it takes it till the last play for them to beat you. Like, where has Marcus Freeman now pushed this Notre Dame football team to? So as a whole, it hurts. I'm sure was a scab that I'm once again picking off here for the Irish faithful, so we apologize for that. But as a whole, man, I think there's a lot to build on, and no moral victories, but still, I think it says a lot about where Notre Dame football is at right now under Marcus Freeman.
When Notre Dame loses 21-10 at Ohio State last year, it's like Notre Dame kept it close, just like they did against Georgia in 2019. But Notre Dame never felt like threatening to win the game, and I think they did against Ohio State. So I'm in complete agreement with what you're saying. No moral victories, absolutely, but Notre Dame did seem to take a step forward, and I think that's definitely fair to say. JD, I want to look at the AP poll. Now, obviously, folks, the AP poll is not the college football playoff poll that will come out in a few weeks, or a couple weeks maybe. But it does kind of give an idea of what it could be. So from 1 to 12, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio State, Florida State, Penn State, Washington, USC, Oregon, Utah, Notre Dame. And then I just find it hysterical. Maybe not hysterical, but it's at least notable. You got Tommy Rees and Tyler Buckner at 12 there, and then Brian Kelly at 13, just from 11 to 13, all that Notre Dame flavor.
Just twisting the knife on them.
So, I mean, looking at this, do you think that there's a path for Notre Dame? Because they do not control their own destiny. They need some help. Do you think they actually have a path? Do you think it's at least somewhat realistic for Notre Dame fans to still have hope?
I think they do, but you're rooting for Clemson hard, obviously. You're rooting for USC hard, and then you're just thanking your lucky stars that you got this ranked matchup just kind of dropped in your lap, with Duke actually being pretty awesome this year with Mike Elko and Riley Leonard and what they're bringing to the table. And it's also not going to be like a under-the-radar game for Notre Dame. It's like, no, College Game Day's in Durham, North Carolina. It's going to be a night game. It'll be, you would imagine a game that a lot of people will be watching, especially people that are involved with that committee. So I think there's enough juice here around this Duke game and the rest of the slate to give them a path there for sure. Now, I know we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Can they do it? We're going to remains to be seen to a degree, but no, I think as a whole, the path and the juice on the schedule is definitely still there, even without a conference title game.
Yeah, so talking about like rooting for USC and Clemson, you just mean because when Notre Dame plays those teams, they need to be ranked pretty high, right?
Yes.
You need USC to be undefeated. Hopefully Clemson on November 4th is a 2-loss team. And then, yeah, you're going to need some help, right? I don't know exactly who you need the help from or who you want to stay on. Obviously, you want Ohio State to continue to do well. You want the Buckeyes undefeated, but otherwise, exactly how that all plays out remains obviously very much to be seen. So, folks, please do hit that thumbs up. Yeah, you mentioned it. Do you think Notre Dame can actually do it, right? They can. I think we're all in agreement there. But how likely is it, JD? Because it is a tough schedule with USC at home, at Clemson, at Duke. Dude, even at Louisville is going to be tough.
I'll say this. I feel a lot more confident after this past weekend taking Notre Dame over a team like USC and over a team like Clemson than I would have previously. One, because of the way that Notre Dame was able to handle an offense with so many weapons like Ohio State has and held them to 17 points. And then also seeing USC get run on in just straight up basic inside zone and basic power against Arizona State, and seeing Clemson have issues in the secondary against, Keon Coleman and company for Florida State. So I think all those things kind of coupled together to where I think the gap in my mind preseason was a little bit wider between a Notre Dame and a USC, because we were kind of still in wait and see mode with this offense and what it would look like with Sam Hartman and the new OC and all that. So I think now I feel a lot more confident about where they stand. And, I'm not convinced that USC won't lose a game at some point in time, even after Notre Dame, or Clemson. How many more do they have to lose? So I think if you were to do a power ranking right now, it's hard to not put Notre Dame ahead of Clemson. And I think the conversation around Notre Dame or USC is a very real one.
So obviously, Notre Dame has to take this 1 week at a time. We don't have to. So for folks, if you're commenting, being like, why are we talking about the college football playoff? This is 1 week at a time. Yeah, but we don't work for Notre Dame. We're not on that staff or on that roster. So we can play this game. But let's talk about this game Saturday. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who is the better quarterback, JD? Is it Riley Leonard? Is it Marcus Freeman, Sam Hartman? And then, what are your expectations for Saturday?
I think it is Sam Hartman. And I know NFL draft circles have probably a lot to say about Riley Leonard and what he is. But I mean, if you gave me one game I had to win and I had to pick one quarterback to build around for the future of my college football team, which is maybe the big variable there, I would definitely ride with Sam Hartman. I think Sam Hartman and what he brings to the table from an experience standpoint, I think what he brings to the table from a just arm talent standpoint, like there's a lot to like for me with Sam Hartman, and I would take him over Riley Leonard. I understand the tools of Riley Leonard get people excited, but I would ride with Sam Hartman without question in this game.
Great insight there from JD PicKell over at On3. Again, please do check him out on the On3 YouTube channel. The link is in the description of this video. Notre Dame Duke, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. College Game Day will be there in Durham, North Carolina. Appreciate you guys for watching. Please do hit that thumbs up. And as always, we will catch you next time.